Today showing you my 3 favorite reverb plugins, and reverbs are really the one thing that will make a big difference on your production.
And I don't know where you are. I'm running fast, I'm running far.
Good morning. Today is a beautiful day because the Rising track is finally released. It should be now out on Spotify and all of these other platforms. I'm just checking to make sure it's really released. Yes, it's now out, and it got already featured in the New Music Friday playlist in Germany, which is just great news. It's one of the biggest playlists for new music, and that's usually where people discover new tracks, so that's already really great news. I completely forgot to attach the external mic. The sound should be now a lot better with the external mic. I also figured out a way to reduce the noise that was going on in these videos. I don't know if you've noticed it, but I already applied it to the past 2 or 3 videos. It should be now a lot clearer, especially when I'm in a room where it's super quiet. Let's just for fun compare it now without the noise reduction and now with it. Should be a lot better. Now that the Rising track is released, it's time to head to the studio and just work on the next one. Actually, to be really precise, the next track is also already done. It's the Not Scared track. Just 1 or 2 more contracts and then it's all ready for release. And look, by the way, Christmas is coming. I really enjoy the smell. So at the moment I'm actually working on the 2nd track with Kaylee, which is called Beginning of the End. And that's exactly the track that I wanted to show you today. There are only small details left to take care of. Some of them have to do with the reverbs. I would really go so far to say that reverb is really the one thing that makes the biggest difference if you use it correctly in a production. For most of the plugins, I would really argue that it doesn't matter that much which ones you use. If you use the EQ from Logic, Ableton, or from a third party, it won't change your sound that much. They basically do all the same. It might be that a third party one has some nice features or does something more efficient, more reliable, but the sound won't change that much. It's probably not really noticeable, except when you do A and B comparison without any other elements playing at the same time. But in general, these plugins just do their job no matter from which company they are. But the second it comes down to reverb plugins, the difference couldn't be any greater. It really plays a huge role for your mix, which ones you use. I used the ones from Logic for a long time and they're kind of okay, but I found 3 third-party plugins that really do a way better job, which makes it easier to place the sounds in the mix and also generally get a professional mix down. This one right here is the newest track I'm working on, the one with Kaylee called Beginning of the End. And let me show you the reverbs that I've used on this track. This right here is the Valhalla Vintage Verb, by far my favorite reverb plugin. It's really easy and straightforward to use. You have here the decay time, the pre-delay, the mix if it's needed and you don't have it on a bus. You can shape the reverb and of course also EQ it with a high and low cut, which is handy to have right in the reverb plugin. You can change the mode, of course, from hall to plate and some other settings, as well as the color from 70s, 80s and now, just to give the reverb a little bit more of character. All of the presets are really nicely categorized, named, and are a good starting point to find the perfect reverb for your production. It's very quick and easy, super versatile. I use it on almost everything. I put it onto drums for ambient sounds. I use it on my lead vocals, on the lead synthi sounds, on pad sounds. It's really a great reverb. And just with this one plugin, I would be able to do probably 90% of all of my reverb stuff. My second most used reverb plugin is actually a plugin collection, the one from Lexicon. If you get the entire Lexicon collection, you will have the chamber, the concert hall, the normal hall, the plate, the Lex room, and the Lex vintage plate. The only downside of this package is the price. I think at the moment it will set you back by $400, but I bought it for way more, I think a year ago. And if I had already the vintage verb, I would probably have never bought this one. But if you have the money, if you have clients and they expect this classic reverb sound of the Lexicon, you really need to get it. It's definitely worth its money. And it's of course way cheaper than getting the real hardware thing. It's really high maintenance. It's hard to get one that is still working properly. And it's this gray little box that you see on a lot of old mixing consoles when you go to a big studio. But there is a big black box that comes with it that is actually creating the reverbs. My third favorite plugins for reverbs are actually the ones that come with the Waves Complete bundle. I have here the Renaissance Reverb and the TrueVerb, the two favorite ones out of this complete bundle. I don't use them that much anymore because I have now the Valhalla Vintage Verb, but these two were the first ones I had besides of the ones that come with Logic, and it really improved my productions by a lot. So these are my 3 favorite reverb plugins. If you're interested to know how I set them up, just let me know. For me, it's not time to keep on working on this track. I want to finish it before the weekend.
I see the sun rising, and I know there's no hiding. I see the sun rising.
The track is finally all done. I can't think of anything that could be improved, so I will bounce it out, send it to my producer friends, get some feedback, and then maybe change a couple of things here and there. But for now, it's all done, and let me play you another small section of it.
Nothing so rich as the night. Nothing ever felt so right. I still remember that lifetime ago. We were someone else then. Who are we now? Who are we now?
I completely forgot that one of the strings ripped, so there's no way I can play the guitar and start with new song ideas. It's really going down. Also, yesterday I was in a very bad mood because this advertisement project I talked about, it got all cancelled. So 2 weeks of work are just all gone. And there is really nothing I hate more than losing time. Besides of that, I'm of course also losing quite a lot of money. But at least I got today really great news for the Rising track. It's performing remarkable on Spotify. It got featured in 7 New Music Friday playlists, which is amazing. And the best start for one of my tracks ever. I guess this is worth celebrating. Vanessa's already in the city center. She sounded quite drunk on the phone. She already started drinking right after work with a friend, and I think I would just join them and celebrate this really great start of my new track. Quite a lot of money. Chair is also broken, guitar is also broken.